Alright, so for this assignment today, we are supposed to explore interactions between faith and how the world views psychological science. So it's talked about the General Conference talk by Elder Haidt called Ethics and Honesty, and I honestly didn't know that ethics and honesty was as big of a deal as it is in the psychological field. Obviously, I knew it was a big deal, but I never went into depth about it until this week when I read the textbook. And so I am supposed to tell a story from your life that explains and interprets reflections on ethics and honesty in the context of this course. I haven't really had a lot of big stuff about ethics and honesty, or I haven't had a lot of big topics, but it did remind me of Dr. Albert Heim, who was the Nazis' Dr. Death. And this ethics chapter reminded me of him because he used to do a lot of tests on Jews and other people that weren't ethical. He used to test on twins and other things and stuff in the promotion of science. And I think that we have to be really careful when we're talking about using human test subjects, human participants in research, because very quickly you can go from viewing people as people to people as objects. And when we view people as objects, we're not as able to empathize with them. So that's what we see in world history. The first thing that dictators do, and people like Hitler, is they try to remove humanity from the people that they want to oppress. And so I think that that's something that people have to be careful in ethics, because when you remove that humanity, it's easier to do things to people that you wouldn't normally do. And so I think that that was something that was definitely brought up in ethics that I thought was pretty important, pretty interesting to read about. And so I also was thinking about other things that are ethical issues in the psychology world, and one of those things being plagiarism, falsifying information, selecting information and stuff, and how common that was in the research field. I mean, in the last 20 years, I think the textbook mentioned that there were 200 cases of falsifying or cheating in research, and I thought that that was really surprising. And so I thought that was pretty interesting because people often cheat and lie in things. And so what was something that I can apply to the ethical conversation in my spiritual experiences is it's always better to just do what's right in the first place, even though you're not getting the desired results. Because when we lie and stuff on data, then it's not reflecting true facts, which can lead people astray. And so I think it's just always better to be honorable, ethical, and just honest. And so that's what I was just kind of thinking of today, because I have to keep this video kind of I think I have to keep it under 4 minutes. So I was just thinking that for spiritual experiences, that it's just better. God, we're commanded to, not lie, be honest, not cheat and stuff, and not steal. And I think that anything that steals people's work, cheats or stuff, is against the commandments. And that's why that we should make sure to always be spiritually ethical.